Let's have some fun, shall we? Let's see which Pokemon character gets to have which Demon Slayer breathing style. Let's set some ground rules first. I'm going to omit Florian and Juliana by virtue of them having the personalities of a plank of wood. Something Masters will end up fixing, no doubt. I strongly considered having Scarlet and Violet from Pokemon Adventures take their place, but I decided against it. I wanted to see a bit more of their characters, especially since everyone's arcs are just really beginning. I mean, seriously, Scarlet doesn't even have official artwork yet. Also, no Hino Kami Kagura. Let's begin with the easy one. Arven! Arven gets flame breathing. Let me explain. In Demon Slayer, there is a loose thematic connection with the breathing styles and a specific one of the five senses. Tanjiro and Urokodaki have a strong sense of smell, hence why they start out with water breathing. Zenitsu has a strong sense of hearing and sound, hence he gets thunder breathing, and of course he has eardrums made out of steel. Flame breathing's sense is that of taste. This is actually carried over into Flame Breathing's derivative, Love Breathing. Mitsuri was Rengoku's former apprentice, so it makes sense that she would have a strong sense of taste and a strong sense of gluttony as well. I feel like it's appropriate that Arvin, the guy who hunts for sandwich ingredients for a sick dog, would be our Flame Breathing user, and after all, he's a chef. What more can you want out of a Flame Breathing user? And since I brought up Love Breathing already, let's talk about my candidate for that style. Nimona. What's a synonym for love? Passion. And there is no shortage of passion with Nimona. And I do think Mitsuri's whip-like sword will fit Nimona since it needs to be both sharp and flexible. Of course, a Pokemon trainer must also be sharp and flexible as well. Penny was quite difficult for me to place. I initially thought, oh, just make her a sound-breathing user would be appropriate for her. But Giacomo canonically composes the team's star music, so he was far better of a fit. Penny was never the type to directly confront anyone else. Even Team Star only knew her as a voice from a Rotom phone before they met Cassiopeia proper. Then it hit me. Duality. There's Penny the trainer, and Cassiopeia the leader of Team Star. Our resident Pikachu breathing user couldn't fight unless he was asleep until character development kicked in, much like how Penny lived a double life. Thunder breathing it is. For Carmine, I initially wanted to give her flower breathing. Late in the manga, flower breathing relies heavily on the eyes. The Kitakami siblings have a lot of emphasis on their serpent-like eyes. Then I realized, oh wait, serpent breathing is a thing. And given that serpents look outwardly hostile, it's hard to believe that people actually keep them as pets and enjoy their company. I think that reflects Carmine's character very well. She's overtly hostile at first, but she warms up to you after a while. She's still hostile, like an actual snake, but she's not as hostile. This leaves her brother. Once more, I wanted to give him flower breathing since the light in his eyes fluctuates throughout the story, and his excessive tunnel vision nearly leads to you and him getting killed. However, I don't think that was appropriate. To get Kieran's breathing style, we have to get off this list. There's the hidden derivative of sun breathing, moon breathing, which comes in late in the story. This is the style of the demon Kokushibo, the strongest of Muzan's demons, the one that Muzan actually treats like a business partner rather than a minion. In his human life, Kokushibo only had one purpose, to surpass his brother, who was practically a god in human form, Yorichi. Yorichi was the ultimate sun-breathing user. The memory of him makes Muzan, the Demon King himself, terrified despite him being dead for centuries. Moon breathing was a derivative of sun breathing and could never be as powerful. After all, the moon will only reflect the light of the sun. Kokushibo is the strongest of the demons under Muzan's command, but it was all pointless. Even when his brother was 80, blind, and dying, Kokushibo, a demon now, was still second fiddle to his brother, who managed to outspeed him, slit his throat, and then Yorichi just dies standing up, not even because Kokushibo killed him, he just died of old age. No matter how hard he worked, no matter how hard he tried, no matter how much he obsessed, surpassing his brother would never happen, even hundreds of years later. That sounds very familiar, except replace sibling with, well, the player character. But those are just my thoughts. Do you agree with me? If you don't, or if you do, please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.